Hey everybody, Mr. Quick here. Today we're going to be looking at Eureka Math / Engage New York Math, Module 3, Lesson 10, Inequality Statements Involving Rational Numbers. Now, before we really jump into it, let's do a quick refresher on inequality statements. If I have the numbers 1 and 3 and I want to compare them, I could say that 1 is less than 3. I could also then say 4 is greater than 3, right? I know it's kind of cliche, but they always do the crocodile mouths, right? The crocodile wants to eat the bigger number, that sort of thing. One thing we might look at, if we have a number line, we have 0, we have 1, 2, we have -1, we have -2. If I was going to put -2 and -1 on my paper, and I wanted to say, write an inequality statement, what would that look like? Well, we know that -2 is less than -1. And if that's confusing, look back to your number line. Remember that numbers get bigger as they go to the right. -1 is on the right of -2, so -1 is bigger. But also, look over at 1 and 2. 1 is less than 2, right? Your arrows would be facing the same way. So in this case, -2 is less than -1. All right, let's jump right into our opening exercise here. The amount of money I have in my pocket is less than $5, but greater than $4. One possible value for the amount of money in my pocket is what? What's a possible value? We could say $4.50. We could say $4.01. We could say $4.99, right? Anything that would fall in between 4 and 5. Well, it has to be less than 5, so it can't be 5. It has to be greater than 4, so it can't be 4. So it's $4 and some amount of change. Is there any whole number that would work, that would make that work? There's not, right? Because between 4 and 5, there are no whole numbers, since these are consecutive integers. Okay. So it says, write an inequality statement comparing the possible value of the money in my pocket to $4. If we're going to do $4.50, we could say $4.50 is greater than 4. Down on letter C, it says, write an inequality statement comparing the possible value of the money in my pocket, which we're going to say is $4.50, to $5. In that case, we'd say $4.50 is less than 5. If I wanted to focus on this, 450 is less than 5. That makes sense. If I wanted to add in this equality statement, I could say 4 is less than 450, which is less than 5, right? This is true, and this is true, and so the whole thing is true. So that's my inequality statement. $4 is less than $4.50, which is less than $5. So it makes sense in this order. Because even if you erased this middle number, 4 is also less than 5. So having that there, any of that is still true. All right, let's look at another example here. It gives us 3 numbers, 10.5, 8, and 9. And it wants to write one inequality statement to show the relationship among these different shoe sizes. So we have 10.5, we have 8, and we have 9. It's wanting one statement, meaning that includes all 3 numbers. So we can't just say 10.5 is larger than 8. We can't just say that, right? So we have to make sure we put these basically in order. So we're comparing them and we're also ordering them. So if we're going from least to greatest, well, the smallest number is 8, and that is less than the next number up, which would be 9, and that is less than the next number up, which would be 10.5, or 10.5. Now, going from greatest to least, same thing, except now we're going 10.5. Don't get confused and put less than. 10.5 is still greater than. So we've got to flip our inequality symbols. 10.5 is greater than 9, which is greater than 8. So there you go. You have two different inequality statements that use all the numbers. One going from greatest to least, one going from least to greatest. Okay, we're going to look at some more examples together. I know this is kind of a short video, but I want to give us time to look at some different examples in class, and we will be writing our own inequality statements and also comparing information that has already been written in an inequality statement and making sure that we can identify which inequality statements are correct, which ones have mistakes. All right, we'll talk soon. Thanks for watching.